hi everyone. We are continuing part 3 of this video, and some of the questions we are still left with. We have discussed industry based questions, teamwork and communications. We have discussed typical HR questions, right? So now we are discussing about customer service and decision making question, that how we have to deal with that kind of questions related to LIC HFL, Housing Finance Limited. So let's just start, and before that you must watch part 1 and part 2 of this particular, I would say, content, or this particular LIC HFL. So how the question related to customer service and decision making, these are very important dimension of HR related to LIC, as we need to accountable to a customer and clients. Okay, so what kind of decision we should make and how we can deal with that, let's just discuss it out. How would you handle an upset customer? When you went above and beyond to help a customer, how do you manage clients who have difficulty repaying their loans? Can you give an example of when you successfully handled a high demand customer? How would you build relationship with clients to ensure trust? And what steps do you take to understand customer needs in housing finance? How would you handle complaints and grievances from clients? Can you tell me about a time when you had to deal with difficult clients? See, client or customer in LIC Housing Finance Limited, that is, those are the people for which we are working, right? So we have to tackle them in such kind of effective manner that we have to handle the upset client, okay, we have to handle the disappointed client, something like that. We even have to handle the complaining, the person who used to be complained every time related to the services like that. So we need to deal with every kind of client. How would you deal with that? You need to prepare answers for that kind of questions. Okay, that how would you handle with the upset client? First of all, we just make some kind of emotional support to them. Then we will ask that what are their requirements, what they want actually, right? What we are providing to them. We will provide a security to them, a loan security or whatever we are offering to us. All right, so these kinds of things you need to prepare, guys, and you can prepare these kinds of answers by giving different HR snaps, and even you need to be prepared these answers by yourself too. कि जब आपको ये चीजें पूछी जाएंगी, then how would you prepare? Describe a situation where you had to resolve a complex issue for a client, when you had to make a difficult decision at work. See, there is a saying कि the person who cannot make a proper decision, he is weak, he or she is weak. Either yes, either no, and who cannot make decision, they cannot be good leaders or something like that. Okay, so this is a job profile, this is a opportunity where we have to be a good decision maker. We need to take decision in a very effective manner so that everybody can be benefited from that. All right, so the decision making skill will be checked in this particular scenario. Just make yourself clear with your decision making process and how you're going to be interpret that. How do you prioritize your task when faced with multiple deadlines? All right, these are the questions. How would you handle ambiguity or unclear tasks? Give an example of a time when you identified a problem or took proactive steps to solve it. A decision you made that was unpopular with your team. Ensure accuracy and attention to detail in your work. Okay, how would you ensure that? Describe a time when you had to adapt to a significant change at work. How can you make decision under pressure? Okay, how good you, let's suppose you are saying कि ma'am, how can work under pressure, तब आपसे क्वेश्चन पूछा जाएगा, how can you work under pressure, how can you make good decision under pressure? That you need to be take care of, that how are you going to be. Never say lie, never say the, I would say, untruthful things basically which makes you in difficulty. जो आपको ट्रबल में डाले वो नहीं बोलना है. लेट्स से कि आप बोल रहे हो कि नहीं मैं बहुत अच्छे से वर्क अंडर प्रेशर कर सकता हूँ, ठीक है, मैं बहुत अच्छे डिसीजन ले सकता हूँ, बट जब ये क्वेश्चन आएगा तो आप ब्लैंक हो जाओगे. दैट won't be work. Okay, your answer should not be contradictory. Problem that has no clear solutions or like that, major work failure, how would you deal with that? Okay, so these are the questions related to the typical finance or like that decision making process. Now some other questions which comes for the ethics, adaptability and growth. Okay, what are your take on ethics, how much you are adaptable and growth, something like that. How do you ensure that you adhere to industry regulations? Okay, when you can you tell me about a time when you faced an ethical dilemma at work? Okay, what steps would you take if you suspected a client was involved in fraudulent activity? Maintain confidentially confidentiality when handling sensitive client information. How would you handle a situation where you were asked to bend company policy for a customer? Can you provide an example of when you had to enforce a policy that a client didn't agree with? Understanding of know your customer, KYC norms, ensure compliance with anti-money laundering, AML. Okay, what are your manage conflict between achieving sales targets and maintaining ethical standards? What do you if saw a colleague engaging in unethical behavior? See guys, this is related to your ethics, profit, your decision making and adaptability. Fine, you have to maintain ethics to profit. आपको ethics भी maintain रखना है and profit भी आपको maintain करना है. So these kind of questions would be asked to you. Then how would you maintain ethics if you are from targeting sales? अगर sales करनी है, marketing करनी है, so we also need to be little bit towards the profit, right? And sometimes some candidates or some people used to do corruption or like that, they just forget the ethical manner. But mind it one thing, we need to take it as a parallel. We also need to give the support to the customer, to the client, as well as we have to make ourselves secure. Alright, so give answer in such kind of manner so that you can give so manipulative, or I would say convincing answer, not manipulative, convincing answer. Okay, so these kinds of questions you need to be prepared for that. Personal or professional life, okay, setbacks. See, हम बोलते हैं कि मेरी प्रोफेशनल लाइफ अलग है, पर्सनल लाइफ अलग है, देन वी नीड टू बी मेक अ डिफरेंस फ्रॉम दैट. ये क्वेश्चन आपसे पूछा जाएगा, हाउ वुड यू मेक अ डिफरेंस फ्रॉम दैट? सारा टाइम वी आर गोइंग टू बी इन द ऑफिस और लाइक दैट, सो व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन पर्सनल लाइफ, प्रोफेशनल लाइफ, हाउ वुड यू हैंडल विद दैट? ओके, लेट्स, ये दीज कम इन योर सिचुएशनल क्वेश्चन. बेसिकली इट्स अ मिक्स्ड बैग ऑफ डायमेंशंस. Okay, continuous learning and self-improvement in your job, implement feedback from a manager. So these kinds of questions you need to prepare for the customer client decision making adaptability. Now these are some miscellaneous questions you can expect. How would you explain housing finance to someone unfamiliar with the industry? Let's suppose जो लोग LIC या ऐसे भी किसी organization से होते हैं, they used to be do marketing or something like that. ठीक है, there is a way to tell about your things what you are doing. वो ऐसा नहीं लगना चाहिए कि आप अपने लोगों को, अपनी फैमिली को भी even that you are doing something different. That is your part, that is the creativity, that how you are convincing the people, how you are telling the people that okay, what are your products, what are services you are providing. Okay, how do you handle working under strict deadlines, multitask, and how do manage it? How do you maintain accuracy in your work, especially in financial data? Finance may, there is a lot of chances to get error, and that shouldn't be. Then how would you maintain, how would you, make yourself effective for the calculations, for the finance, to making balance sheets, everything basically. Okay. Software, what tools or software are you familiar with that are used in finance industry? That's very important question. How would you define exceptional customer service in the housing finance sector? How do you prioritize tasks when you have multiple projects with tight deadlines? How do you plan to contribute to LIC housing finance goals and growth? What is your understanding of risk management in financial services? How do you approach professional development and training? Alright, so these are the questions guys. It's a mixed bag of different dimensions. I would say typical HR questions, teamwork and communication, industry related question, customer client decision making questions, basically miscellaneous questions. Alright, so it's a mixed bag of, and we have to be ready for every kind of question. So those candidates who are preparing for LIC housing finance personal interview, these are very, very important HR questions that are related with the finance. Okay, finance, even for your personality, personal basis, I would say personality tests. So there are a lot of different questions you need to be prepared. You can download this document from YourPedia panel as well. You can get access from that, and even you get the link in the description too. Number one. Number second guys, you need to be look after that document, that what kind of questions we are providing you and what kind of content we are delivering you. You can prepare with us for this kind of personal interview with these kinds of questions. Alright, and this LIC HFL content and the questions which can be expected in the personal interview of LIC, you can see in 3 different part of video, part 1, part 2 and part 3. This is last part of this video. So if you're watching this particular video, just please go and watch part 1 and part 2 of this video, because we have discussed a very important question. So all the very best of all the candidates who are preparing for that, and you can get access of this document from YourPedia. Thank you.